This is Damon, the global gardener at the Beacon Food Forest in Seattle, Washington, near the University of Washington, where they're doing lots of research in this public food garden of 7 acres. And I'm just quickly doing a tour. It's a really huge space that's grown up a lot in the last 5 years. I came here 5 years ago, and so here's Hazelnut, Corylus, and I think this is, no, it's not Pyracantha. It's unknown berries. I think they're more for birds than human consumption, but there's tons of apple trees obviously here in Washington. There's Feverfew. There's some sage. Here's a different kind of gooseberry. In the last video I looked at a taller variety of gooseberry. And these are interesting looking. I don't think they're quite ripe. It's the end of June here. Wow, that's completely different than the last one I tasted in the other video. But yummy. Oh wow, really interesting. A little bit salty almost. These are the Himalayan, this is the Thornless Blackberry I was talking about in the last video. No thorns. Thank you, Luther Burbank. You're a rock star. He was a plant breeder in the early 1900s, mid-1900s. I think he passed in the mid-1900s. But like nowadays, if a plant breeder breeds 8 different plants in their whole career, they're like mega rock star. Luther Burbank did 800 plants in his lifetime, including the Shasta Daisy, the Thornless Blackberry, if you ever seen the prickly pear, the cactus with no thorns, that was him. The Santa Rosa plum, the russet potato, known as the Idaho potato. He sold the patent for like $150 and bought some land in California. But it's like you can like touch the freaking stems, like, because there's no thorns on. It's amazing. And this one is super healthy. I was looking at the base of this stem is like so fat. Trying to show it. Don't you know it? It's a good. It's bigger than a ½ inch. Like I deal with a lot of irrigation piping. It's between ½ inch and 3/4, like irrigation tubing. If you're at all familiar with such things. Looking around, lots of convolvulus, morning glories everywhere. Kind of hard to get rid of once they get started. Look, they did some little bean teepees. That's cute. Some green beans. What else we got in this glorious universe of plant love? What are these like? They look like lupins, and they're clearly a nitrogen fixer because they're bean pods. Nice fuzzy little critters. It's not castor. It's something else. I see pear tree. I see walnut tree. I see more calendula and mullein. It's another powerful hardy herb. They have little water stations. See rhubarb. What is rhubarb good for? Please comment about that, because most people it's just like, strawberry and rhubarb. Yeah, but with a bunch of sugar, but like, what is rhubarb actually good for is what I want to know. I'm sure it's way beyond. I think they made soda with it a while ago, which is still a sugar item. Okay, so they're still planting baby things. This is a berry blue honeyberry. Wow, looks like honeysuckle leaves. Is it Lonicera? It is Lonicera caerulea variety edulis. How about that for your permaculture list of awesomeness? That's a cool one. I wonder where they got that. Well, now you know where to come get a cutting. Currants. These are black currants. and they are ripe and somewhat delicious. Why does it taste like salmon? Did that get sprayed with fish emulsion? I'm thinking out loud. I doubt that, but wow, that's maybe everything in Seattle tastes like fish. I don't know. But yeah, it's during the pandemic right now, end of June in 2020, so Pike's Market is actually closed. But it's so good to see things having grown up in the last 5 years. There are some pest issues. These are just on the leaves of an apple tree. This is a pristine apple, Malus pumila, pristine apple that is pretty well ravaged with holes in the leaves and not seeing any fruit. There's another apple. I love that they have the names on them. That makes me want to get up closer to them and potentially find the name, and they're numbered too, like a good research. Let's see, 1305 is the number, and I don't see any kind of tag saying the name of it. But so here under the apple tree is a whole crop of ground cover strawberries. That's a pretty good adaptation rather than weeds. That's a Elaeagnus. Yeah, try it. I tried them earlier. They're not particularly wonderful. Yeah. Let's see, the edible understory. So here we go. This is what I was talking about. The understory plants grow beneath trees, catching nutrient sunlight that the trees miss. The understory shelters helpful creatures. Small plants like this, edible gummy, host microbes in their roots that can convert nitrogen from the air into crucial plant fertilizer. Understory plants are even beneficial in their death, cycling a third of the forest nutrients through the decay of their roots and leaves. Understory plants are adapted to life in the shade. Their leaves are designed to capture small bursts of fleeting sunlight. Bushes build habitat for pest-controlling predators like the ladybug and this yellow garden spider. I think they're talking about something on this picture, which this is a tiled menu, and it's in 4 languages. It's in 5 languages, 4 other than English. So here's the Elaeagnus with these they're weird looking kind of cherries looking things. And yeah, the warning is not particularly tasty. Maybe they're good for birds and things to convert to high phosphorus fertilizer. Oh man, sour, big seed. Elaeagnus, I bet you wish you could plant that seed and try these. That one wasn't too bad. I guess when they're really squishy they're okay, but it's not like super yummy. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Here's a patch of Feverfew. It's a great weed. I'm getting kind of caught in here. What are these? I saw some Sambucus Elderberry. That's not what these are. Not quite sure what those are. There's all kinds of interesting stuff in here. Unusual. But this is one of the best permaculture gardens that I've seen. That I gotta eat this raspberry because it's just right there. I'll show it to you. Taste that. I encourage you to visit gardens all around. This is the Beacon Food Forest. I should maybe post a, you can find it on Google Map, but I can post a map. I was hoping there was like a main sign. I haven't seen it yet. And here's like an annual vegetable garden.
Baby Romanesco.
Oh, some annual type vegetables. Romanesco has the patterning of spirals. And there's the babies in there. There's another one there. There's another one there. They have another while before they get like grocery store size, but here, so they have annuals out in the sun here with the tomatoes, and they do have drip irrigation even though it's Seattle and it rains quite a bit. And here's another bean teepee with some red runner beans about to take off. There's some nice radishes going wild. Did you know the flowers are edible on radishes? They're pretty spicy. Great in salads. Oh, that's delicious. Counters all the sweet berries I've been eating with the spice. Here's a nigella, love in a mist. The seeds are used in Indian cooking. I'm sure that these are edible flowers as well. And I don't think I've ever tried them. Everything's sort of overpowered with the spicy radish flowers. So, here's yarrow, another helpful medicinal that can spread around and you don't need to do much, but then it's there for you when you want to, I don't know, either make biodynamic preparations or I can't remember exactly what it's good for in an herbal way. Please pick open harvest. Here's something you don't see in gardens. They're always like, don't touch the plants, don't pick the plants. But here, it's a public permaculture garden, so please pick carefully. Take only 2/3, or take only 2 leaves from each plant. Leave some for others, and for the plant to recover. Well, that's very conscientious. And you go. Watch out for the stakes in your knees, but please pick open harvest. And there's little red clovers down there that are ground cover and feeding everything with nitrogen. There's borage. Those are also edible flowers. They taste like cucumbers. And that's the Grand General Mini Mega Tour. Please subscribe for more videos of amazing gardens around the world. I frequent botanic gardens. I'm looking in here. It's mostly dead bugs and no more paper to say what's supposed to be in there. Okay, wow, it goes on across the street. The Pea Patch Gardens, what Pea Patch Community Garden Program. Let's zoom in. You see that sign? And this is not artichokes, these are cardoon, where you eat the stems of the leaves. And they taste like artichokes, but you do need some cooking. They're a little bit tough. Oh man, and they're just continuing expanding, so I don't know. I heard 7 acres 5 years ago, so I don't know how many acres they're up to now. It looks like they're just going to keep going like all the way across, because that's just open field. Here's a bee box with a variety of different sized holes for all kinds of creatures. Pollinators, that is. I see potatoes over in that patch. I feel like I need to do another video of another section, so this is Damon the Global Gardener. Please subscribe to see more amazing, awesome videos, and I'll see you in the next one.